More than 40 hours of counting and counting, no result yet. Counting began on Wednesday, 4:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. It's Thursday night in India and America still does not know who the next president will be. Let me start with 5 interesting figures in this election. Number 1, 66.9%. This is the voter turnout, the highest in 120 years. Number 2, 72 million. That's how many votes Joe Biden has won, the highest for any presidential candidate in US history. Number 3, 67.2 million. That's how many votes Donald Trump has won, 4 million more than the last time. Number 4, 400 plus. That's the number of lawsuits already filed. This is the most litigated election in US history. And number 5 is 5. That's the number of states still counting votes. As of now, Joe Biden is ahead. Counting is on, so are the protests. There were clashes and stabbings in Washington, D.C. last night. In the last 24 hours, we've seen protests and counter-protests. Trump supporters tried to stop the count at some centers. Biden supporters tried to stop Trump supporters. Needless to say, there's chaos. Donald Trump is in no mood to concede. He has already moved court to challenge some results. This is what the tally looks like right now. Total electoral college votes, 538. The magic figure is 270. Joe Biden has 264 electoral votes. So he's 6 short of the victory mark. He has 264, he needs 270. Donald Trump has 214 votes. Does that mean he's losing? Not necessarily. He can still cross the finish line, but his path to victory has got a lot tougher. Some states are still counting votes. Georgia is one of them, and we may have a result from Georgia any moment now. Let's listen into this.
Context to the time it's taking for the results to come out here and really around the rest of the country. As many of y'all know, it's counties who run elections, and there are 159 counties in the state. Some are more resourced than others. There are counties in the state that have a part-time employee be the director of their elections, and it takes time and effort to do these things. And then we have counties that have over 800,000 registered voters, and it also takes time to process those things. So as we move forward, another couple of things I want to put into context for you is people have asked, why has the number not moved more quickly? Well, as you all know, the law calls for all absentee ballots to be accepted by 7 p.m. on Election Day. So obviously on Election Day itself, election officials are very, very busy actually running the Election Day voting. So normally what they'll do is have to come back in that evening and into the next day and accept those ballots. And by accepting them, they have to go through signature match and all the other processes to confirm the validity of those. And in our case in Georgia, especially when they come in right before or on Election Day itself, we have to get notifications out to those people that they have 3 days to come in and cure their ballots. That all takes time. That all takes effort. There's only so many people who are involved in these processes in the 159 counties in this state. I know there's been questions about numbers that move around. I've heard 25,000, 50,000, 60,000. The reality is it's about 60,000 votes that are out right now, and we're working with the counties to make sure that they have properly put their stuff into their system and uploaded. As like many of y'all during this election cycle, they're tired. Sometimes they're going to forget to press the upload button. So we recently this morning done an extra email and follow-up phone calls through our liaisons and the elections office to make sure they have uploaded everything. And with that, we just had a new tranche of votes come in from Sumter County, which has lowered the overall. I'm going to give you what we have with every caveat in the world, what we believe the best numbers are right now for the state, knowing that there's going to be a handful of those ballots in small counties here and there that will be slowly aggregated into the system over time. But these are our big tranches that can affect the outcomes overall. And some of you might have started seeing some of these already, and we're working to get these done today if possible. And we're working with the counties who might be having questions about how to do this properly, because the main thing we want to do, fast is great, and we appreciate fast. We more appreciate accuracy. Accuracy is going to be the bedrock upon which people will believe the outcomes of these elections, be they on the winning side or the losing side. So accuracy is vital, and it's the key to all of our processes. And I want to make sure we told everybody in this room and in this state and around the country, this is the first time Georgia has used paper ballots in 20 years. We told people they can expect some results on election night, and we got a lot of them out there. In fact, we got down to 250,000 yesterday. We were down to about 60,000 today. So let me go through what we know we have right now. Brought my computer so I wouldn't screw it up. Bryan County, 3,027. Burke County, 494. Chatham County, 17,157. Clayton County, 7,408. Cobb County, approximately 700. Floyd County, 682. Forsyth County, 4,713. Fulton County, 11,200. Gwinnett County, 7,300. Harris County, 3,641. Lawrence County, 1,797. Putnam County, 1,552. Taylor County, 456. For a total right now of approximately just over 60,000 votes. The anticipation is we will continue to go through the process throughout the day and into the evening if necessary. I know there are large counties in this state that stayed overnight, Fulton County being one of those, to process these, and they've knocked their numbers down to that 11,200. We anticipate getting through this process today. One of the reasons that our friends in Chatham County take a little bit longer is they have a unique system where their voter registration is separate from their elections division, and they handle different sides of the absentee ballot and the reporting process. So that's one of the things that held them up, but I think we're through that process today, and I anticipate getting the majority of the 17,000 in today as well. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here and answer any questions. We'll start with Justin over here.
Yeah. Can you explain to us why that number seems to be such a moving target with the number of absentee ballots?
As I said earlier, all the ballots that come in by 7 p.m. on election day had to be logged in. Now, at the same time, they're making reports on the other side. So they're drawing from let's say there's 10,000 ballots. They report 2,000 ballots. They add 1,000 ballots. That means you have 9,000 ballots. And that's why the number of potential votes that are available will continue to be changing. What we've essentially seen now is that number stopped growing, which is why we went from 250,000 yesterday about this time to 60,000 today. Yes, ma'am.
So there you have it. You don't have a result yet. Georgia has 16 electoral college votes and they do not have a result yet. They were expected to declare the result now, but they haven't. Donald Trump is leading, but look at how thin the margins are. Donald Trump is leading with 49.6% of the votes counted so far. Joe Biden has 49.2%. It could change any minute. There are votes still being counted. Had Joe Biden won Georgia, he would have won the election. So these are the states that are still counting the votes: Nevada, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alaska. Last we checked, Biden was leading in Nevada. That's 8:30 p.m. IST. Trump had a lead in the 4 other states. But the margins, as I just told you, are razor thin, less than 1% in some states. Any state could change sides, which is why we are still unable to report a winner. Let's look at each candidate. Joe Biden stands a better chance to win. All he needs to do is win one more state. Any one of these states where counting is on. He has to win one of them and he should be able to sail through. What about Donald Trump? Well, he needs to win at least 4 out of 5 states to come back to office. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. The numbers as they stand right now suggest that Biden is on course to win this election. Donald Trump faces an uphill battle. He might lose, but he will not accept defeat. Trump says this election has been compromised. And as promised, the American president has launched his legal battle. He has challenged the result in Wisconsin and Michigan, 2 states that Joe Biden has won. Trump's team has made serious charges, but they haven't offered any evidence to back up those charges. In Wisconsin, Donald Trump's campaign claims that there were irregularities in several counties. In Michigan, they claim that the president's team was not allowed to observe the counting in quote-unquote numerous locations. It doesn't end there. This is a legal blitz from the Trump camp. Reports say they want to use the courts to halt the vote counting in Pennsylvania and Michigan. Can Donald Trump then sue his way to victory? We'll get to the legal aspect of this in just a bit, but expect Team Trump to make more such allegations as the results trickle in. Because most of the votes that are being counted are the mail-in ballots or the postal ballot. Now, this is very important. Donald Trump has been opposed to them, to mail-in ballots, since the start of this election. He says they're compromised. But here is the reason why the president does not like the idea of mail-in ballots. It has nothing to do with the dubious claims of voter fraud. Several reports say that those who voted through the mail overwhelmingly chose the Democrats. Let me give you the example of Pennsylvania. It has 20 electoral college votes. It's a very important state. It's a key battleground state. And in Pennsylvania, more than 1.6 million ballots were from registered Democrats. What about the Republicans? Close to 600,000 ballots came from the Republican Party, members of the Republican Party. Simple math would tell you the Democrats have received 3 times as many votes through the mail as the Republicans, thrice as many as the Republicans. The mail-in ballot could also have contributed to the swell in voting this time. That seemed to have favored Joe Biden. He is leading in the popular vote contest, or vote share, as we call it in India. Joe Biden has got more votes than Barack Obama did in the year 2008. Obama got 69.5 million votes. Last we checked, Joe Biden had already crossed the 72 million mark, with several thousand votes yet to be counted. It is these mail-in ballots that could potentially seal the defeat of Donald Trump. Yesterday, the president wanted officials to stop counting the votes. He has triggered a massive campaign. And the other side has now taken to the streets. Their slogan is this: count every vote. Trump supporters mobilized to ensure the opposite. Stop the counting, they say. In Phoenix and Detroit, they carried out demonstrations to stop counting. The world is watching what's happening in America, and the final result may not be the end. It may be the beginning of another violent showdown. Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. The world is one.